こんにちは。1000万 MLB 翻訳侍選手チャンネルへようこそ。今回お届けするのは MLB ファン必見の瞬間です。大谷翔平選手の驚異的な記録更新と信じられないような試合展開が待っています。歓喜と落胆が交錯する、まさに野球の醍醐味が詰まった一戦。どんな劇的シーンが待っているのか、ぜひご覧ください。皆さんの予想や反応も楽しみにしています。ぜひコメントで教えてくださいね。それでは今回はこちらの翻訳をお届けします。
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. I'm John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., Adrian Gonzalez. I think all of us just at a complete loss for words right now. That was a gut punch of a loss for the Dodgers. We were 1 out away from celebrating milestones with Shohei Ohtani's 200th home run, Justin Robleski's first career win. Instead, the Tigers get 5 runs in the 9th inning and then a walk-off homer there in the bottom of the 10th, Jerry, and Dodgers dropped this one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it hurts. You know, we were on cruise control. The offense did a great job, put us ahead, had 9 runs in this ball game. It's just unfortunate. You go on the 9th inning, especially with our bullpen, the job they've done all season long, and you give up 5 runs. It's not 2 or 3 runs, 5 runs. And obviously they tied up and then can't execute in the 10th inning, and then the Tigers execute. Just a gut-punching loss.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they had the game in the bag. They needed 1 more out, and the Tigers just fought. They kept fighting. They kept taking good swings. They took good swings off of Phillips, and you know, finished off the game with a good swing. It's a very, very stunning, unfortunate loss, and hopefully they can rebound tomorrow to win the series.
We've seen over the past few weeks the Dodgers bullpen really being taxed, having to log a lot of innings. We saw Ricky Vanasco, only his 2nd big league appearance, came in to start the 9th inning. Adrian, the Dodgers are up by 5, and Vanasco couldn't get anybody out. Evan Phillips came in, and they got to him as well.
Yeah, Vanasco came in and he threw strikes. He did what he was supposed to do, but the Tiger hitters were ready for those strikes. They got out there and they were swinging early. They were ready to swing, and you know, this bloop hit right here, there's a little bit of luck there, but you know, they did what they had to do in this situation, and then it put Evan Phillips in a tough spot to come in after 3 hitters in the 9th inning, and had to, you know, get the save there, and he had plenty of opportunity to get the save, but the Tiger hitters kept just being aggressive and going after it.
And again, there's that pitch up in the zone. You got to remember, Evan Phillips obviously is the closer. He had to get ready. And awfully hurt.
Yeah.
It's not like a normal save situation. I think this pitch right here, I don't really care what his red hot numbers are. Maybe the cold numbers are up and in. But you got to understand the situation. They're down 2 runs. All he's thinking about is something up and in so he can drive it to give this team a chance to tie up the ball game. So I would have thrown a different pitch there, a different location. Go down and away. Make him beat you at the big part of the yard. You're up 2 runs. You know, walking up a guy like that, a left-hand hitter with power, they're looking to pull. Gonzo, you know this. He'd do it all the time. You're looking for a pitch up and in to get something in that really hot, thin air there in Detroit because the ball's jumping today. And they gave him a pitch he can drive. And I think that was the thing they're going to go back. I know Evan Phillips, probably Austin Barnes go, man, why did we throw that pitch, first pitch? You even heard Oral on the telecast right before the pitch. He goes, hey, be careful because that's what big league hitters with power are trying to do, tie up the ball game. He got the pitch. He didn't miss it.
Yeah, the hitters go up with adrenaline in that situation. Their normal swing is out the door. The same thing in the playoffs. A lot of the times the statistics don't matter because there's adrenaline, there's all this anxiety, and so guys are swinging differently than they do in the regular at bat. So going up and in on a guy who's trying to hit a home run, probably not the best scenario there.
So it's a tie game. We go to the 10th inning. The Dodgers have a golden opportunity. Jerry, you have the right guy at the plate at the right time. Bases loaded for Freddie Freeman with 1 out, and the Tigers are able to make a really good defensive play and get out of the inning.
And I'll tell you what, credit the Tigers. They played really good defense up until this point. The first 2 games of the series, this ball's smoked by Freddie Freeman. Zach McKinstry is able to make that play right there. Not only save a run, but also be able to turn it, and then the momentum shift back to the Tigers. Just an incredible play by Zach McKinstry. Freddie Freeman did his job. He had a rope up the middle. Better defense. Got Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, that was just a great play for McKinstry. You know, gave him the win.
All right, Dodgers fall 11-9 in 10 innings. Let's head back to the booth in Detroit. Check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser.
At a loss, Oral, kind of stunned after that. The Dodgers 1 out away from getting Justin Robleski his first major league win. They're ahead by 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th. And here we are trying to recap an 11-9 walk-off loss in the 10th.
Yeah, it's a shocker when you think about the bullpen and how well they performed yesterday. They are going to welcome the All-Star break, and now even the All-Star break a day behind tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a workload for them also. They were planning a bullpen game. I don't know if they will go with a fresh arm and make a roster move, but there probably wouldn't be any surprises if they did.
If you're in that clubhouse after a loss like that, do you say anything? If so, what will be said or should be said?
You know, when a big league team loses on any day, there's this theory of you need to mourn the loss, whether you're in the food room, whether you're in the locker room, whether you're on the team bus back to the hotel on the road. There's a quiet about it. But there are some days where things are at a certain point where somebody, one of the leaders, will step up and say something very colorful, but will get you to cap it and move on. And that might happen in the locker room tonight.
As we sit here right now, hard-pressed to think of a more painful loss than that one. One more game left for the Dodgers in the first half. We'll see you on Sunday morning.
All right, Dodgers coming off a great win last night. We're feeling good coming into this one and looking good early on. Shohei Ohtani, Jerry, gets it started with a triple to lead off the game.
A little out in front, but still had enough bat. Rocking down the right field line. You know, Shohei Ohtani with this speed, easy triple, lead off the game.
Freddie Freeman up there with runners in the corners after this triple by Shohei as Teoscar Hernandez would reach base following the triple. And
I love seeing Shohei running those bases, long strides, getting out there, no chance from the defense.
so nobody out for Freddie. And the Dodgers are going to plate one here as Freddie avoids a double play as well at first base. And actually at second base, they call Teoscar out.
That was close. The Dodgers did not challenge, but it was close.
Freddie all night hitting ball hard, runners in scoring position, just right at the Tiger defenders.
1-0 Dodgers. Justin Robleski in the bottom of the first strikes out Matt Vierling.
Really good breaking ball right there by Rogan.
Bottom of the second, Riley Green with a base hit the other way. Gets the inning started for the Tigers. Mark Canha comes up there. Hits one slowly to Kike Hernandez. It's an error on Kike.
If he rushed it just a hair, wow, just popped out of his glove.
Well, the first two reach, Colt Keith was a problem all day. This double to the gap makes it 2-1 Tigers, knocks them both.
Good piece of hitting there from Colt Keith, staying inside the baseball, going the other way, runners scoring position.
Robleski facing Vilade. Gets him looking to end the inning. Top of the third, 2-on for Freeman with a base hit.
Great piece of hitting right there by Freddie Freeman. Hit it too hard. Get Austin Barnes to come in and score. We got action, bases loaded.
Runners have to freeze a little bit and ball on the line there.
Chris Taylor with a full count, 2 outs. That is ball 4 to tie it up.
Tell you what, the last couple weeks, CT3's at bats, man, they've gotten better and better.
They have.
Bottom of the third, we've got a new game. Robleski pitching to Justin Henry Malloy. He's a strikeout victim.
And that breaking ball is sharp out of the hand.
Gets Vierling as well.
He's got that working right there.
We go to the fifth, still 2-2. Shohei Ohtani breaks the tie with career home run number 200.
Love that. Earlier, his first at bat got the same pitch, kind of pulled off it, but still was able to get a triple. Here he stays square a long time, drives it over the wall.
Also 56 extra base hits before the All-Star break, a new Dodgers franchise record. They have the 3-2 lead after a walk. Andy Pages. That's going to be extra bases.
Great piece of hitting, staying on the breaking pitch right there. Stays back long enough to be able to keep it fair, get it in the corner over there, and put 2 guys in scoring position.
Chris Taylor would get out after this Pages double. Dodgers need a little 2-out base hit after this. And your guy, Gavin Lux, Jerry.
He's really looked good this series. confidence in the batter's box, rockets everywhere. It's on top of this pitch, rocket to right.
Knocks in a pair. The Dodgers open things up a little bit, leading it 5-2.
Just free and easy with his swing. Again, hopefully he has a monster second half. We need his production, whether he's hitting 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th.
5-2, bottom 5. Robleski, though, facing Ryan Vilade and hits his first big league homer.
That pitch was down. The hitter was able to go down and get it and lift it up out of the ballpark.
Andy Ibanez. That ball screaming out of the yard makes it 5-4.
And again, that pitch just sit center cut. Really didn't have much break to it. Paid the price.
Top of the 6th after a leadoff walk. Austin Barnes up there with the runner on first, and Barnes hits a hot shot. That's the base hits.
Oh, smoked off the bat of Austin Barnes. You know, day games too there at Comerica Park is not easy. Third and first to see the ball. Oof.
They call it the hot corner.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani with runners at the corners. Right side, they get one, but Shohei beats the throw to first. Run scores at 6-4.
Good hustle there by Shohei with that RBI.
All they get in that inning, but in the 7th, Kike Hernandez. He was 0 for July, 0 for 19 before this, Adrian. 2-run shot makes it 8-4.
Was able to get a hanging breaking pitch there, and he was seeing the ball pretty good all day. He's just a little bit out in front, is able to stay back on this breaking pitch, keep it fair off the foul pole. Great swing. Good to see him get going a little bit.
Number 5 on the year for Kike. Dodgers comfortably in front now, 8-4. Bottom of the 7th, Blake Trinan comes in. It's Winsell Perez for out number 1.
Slider right there. Nasty. That's when you know Blake is on the depth of his breaking ball, that late, sharp break.
Runners at 2nd and 3rd. He gets Jake Rogers to ground out to 2nd, so no damage done. 8th inning. Andrew Chafin comes in for the Tigers. Teo at the plate. Shohei gets picked off, but he just swipes second base anyway.
Must be nice. Just an incredible athlete. Yes, he gets a great jump. Again, that right-handed throwing first baseman is a tougher throw. Take the steal.
And Chafin didn't give him a good feed either.
He did not.
And then Teo to left field. Freddie over to 3rd. Or Freddie at the plates. The sacrifice fly here to center field.
Shohei using the wheels all the way around, getting on the base, on the stolen base, there going to second base, and then scoring on that sac fly, giving Freddie a nice looking sac fly. Great feeling from a teammate.
Bottom of the 8th, Alex Vesia comes in. Colt Keith. Here, he strikes out.
Attitude right there from Vesia. By you.
Later in the inning, Vesia gets Vilade. So it's 9-4 Dodgers going to the 9th. I think they've won like 96 consecutive games when leading going into the 9th inning. And they have a 5-run cushion. Ricky Vanasco just called up. 2nd big league appearance. 2 on. And a rocket double.
1-0 pitch right there. He knows they have a big lead. Gonna get a fastball. Doesn't miss it. Rocket down the line.
So Vanasco faces 3 batters. All of them get base hits. It's 9-6. Nobody out. Evan Phillips comes in. Carson Kelly with 2 outs keeps the inning alive. Makes it 9-7. And then Colt Keith wastes absolutely no time. First pitch he sees, we've got a tie game.
Yeah, not only was it a fastball up or a pitch up and in, it was a cutter that allows him to get the barrel out in front a little bit more. Tough situation there.
Yep. A cutter that didn't cut. Set right there.
So it's a 9-9 game, 5-run, 9th inning for the Tigers. We go to the 10th inning. Will Vest comes in for the Tigers. It's Austin Barnes at the plate. Called strike 3. for out number 1. They would walk Shohei intentionally. Teo gets hit by a pitch to load the bases.
Hopefully he's okay. Squared up pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
And Freddie Freeman tried to knock one through, but McKinstry starts the double play. Now the Dodgers are in big trouble here. Tigers got sacrifice bunt to get the runner to third, and then Urshela didn't need the sacrifice because he hits it out. Walk-off homer. Tigers win at 11-9 in 10 innings. Dodgers dropped to 56-40. Yohan Ramirez is the losing pitcher. Justin Robleski went 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Shohei went 2 for 4, had his 29th home run, triple, 2 RBIs, stole his 23rd base, and Gavin Lux went 2 for 5 with a pair of runs batted in. First half finale tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. here on Sportsnet LA. You can catch the Dodgers All-Stars Tuesday at 5 o'clock on Fox. Second half will begin next Friday night. We will be out at the stadium for the Dodgers against the Boston Red Sox, 7 p.m. on Sportsnet LA. Saturday's game will be on Fox. Sunday's game on ESPN. Well, one of the most devastating losses of the season for the Dodgers. We will hear from the skipper, Dave Roberts, in Detroit, coming up. Carl's Jr. moments of the game. Jerry Colt Keith of the Tigers. 2-run shot with 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, off of Evan Phillips to tie the game.
Yeah, you listen, credit the young guy, gets a pitch he can handle, the drive out of the ballpark to tie the ball game up in a clutch situation. Tigers did not give up, did not quit, down 5 runs. They deserve to win this ball game.
All right, let's go back to Detroit right now because Evan Phillips is talking with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Late in the game, what did you kind of see from yourself or just the momentum they were building when you went in there?
You know, I think initially came in and did a good job of managing that momentum. I think I did a good job getting those outs relatively quickly and, you know, keeping the runner on base. And then, you know, made a couple of bad pitches back to back. You know, I feel like I went to my strengths and maybe could have executed a bit better. But at the end of the day, I'm going to trust what I do the most. And, you know, maybe it's time to, you know, look at, you know, doing something else just to keep those guys honest a little bit if they're going to, you know, expect, you know, what I'm anticipating on throwing, right? So frustrating to get beat on what you feel like is your best stuff. You know, certainly wish I would have finished the game.
Did you feel like, especially on the home run, Austin was saying, you know, wasn't in a bad spot necessarily, but is that one you kind of feel like he's maybe sitting on a little bit?
Right, that's kind of what I'm talking about. I think, you know, put it in a vacuum, right, I can't throw a better pitch. Yeah, I don't think he hit it all that hard either. It sounded like I jammed him just a little bit, but, you know, home run's a home run. So that's kind of my point, though, is if he's expecting it, then maybe we need to start, you know, zigzagging a bit more, keeping these guys honest and, you know, keeping that as a strength instead of just a crutch, you know.
How much are you, especially as you go more and more around the league, how much is that sort of just figuring out, like, when to get in, when to get in, sort of?
Yeah, and we've seen it here and there with some you know, some good left-handed hitters, especially against me. You know, I think we've done, you know, an all right job so far of, you know, mixing back in, you know, sinkers to lefties and, you know, 4 seams, more sliders, whatever it is to keep them off balance. And we still believe that, you know, my cutter versus lefties is, you know, one of my best options. So it'll still continue to be a piece for me, but, you know, we just got to do a better job of keeping these guys off balance.
As a closer, like, when that inning starts, you have a 5-run lead, like, are you thinking at all, like, okay, I got to be ready coming in, or is it as the inning kind of progresses?
You know, I don't see it more of like as a closer thing. It's a me thing. I feel like I'm always ready to go whenever the situation's called upon. I got asked to pitch in the 6th inning yesterday, and I felt great about it, and, you know, do whatever I can to help the team win, right? But you know, today, a 5-run lead in the 9th, Ricky goes out there and tries to do what he can. You know, I was ready when the phone rang. That's it.
Yeah, clearly the Dodgers, they have a plan for all of these hitters that they're going to be facing, Adrian. We heard Evan Phillips say there he felt like he made a pretty good pitch to Colt Keith and the one that he hit out, and that they have to do maybe a better job of keeping guys off balance. What did you think of what Evan had to say?
I believe that the scouting report says Colt Keith, cutter up and in is the right pitch. I do believe that. So they went with what a scouting report says. The history of Colt Keith says up and in cutter is a good pitch. The problem here is the adrenaline factor. The situation calls for Colt Keith to go up there and just look to hit a home run. So he's not going to look for a fastball down the way to try to hit a home run, because that is not where he's trying to hit the home run. He's trying to hit a home run pull side. we've seen time and time again hitters go up in these situations and they just pull off the ball. They're not ready to swing. And Cole Keith pretty much pulled off this ball, but he was only looking to do one thing, hit a home run to right field. So for me, the situation does not dictate throwing him an up and in cutter. It tells you he should have thrown the fastball down the way. So I understand that he feels he made a great pitch because the scouting report says that's where you want to go. In that situation, you should not go in that spot. And I think that was the wrong decision to go to that cutter up and in. Oro even referenced that right before the pitch was thrown because the situation tells you differently than what the scouting report says. So there's just a little bit of a disconnect between the scouting report and the situation there.
I completely agree with Adrian Gonzalez. Now, obviously, the bullpen has done an incredible job this season. I mean, make no mistake about it. We wouldn't be in first place if it wasn't for guys like Evan Phillips, Vestia, and the entire bullpen. So they put us in tremendous situations. That being said, Gonzo is exactly right. You got to understand the situation. Even though you've had that type of pitch, the cutter, which is a great pitch for him, this young kid is thinking one thing. I'm getting a pitch up and in, and I'm going to give 3 pitches. Give me 3 pitches. Up in and tie this ball game. He got it the very first pitch, and credit the hitter. He was able to get the pitch and then be able to hit a home run with it. So you got to understand situations. If you had a 3-run lead and you're running on first base, okay. Now, if he hits that home run, tip your hat, you still have that 1-run lead. But when it's a tie ball game, or excuse me, if a guy's at the plate and he represents the tying run or winning run, bro, you got to stay away from from areas where they're trying to do damage. We didn't and paid the price.
Dodgers fall 11-9. There were some positives on the day. We were hoping to celebrate a little bit more, like Shohei Ohtani, his 200th career home run. More reaction ahead after the Dodgers fall in Detroit. Top tier stat line is brought to you by Arco. It's Shohei Ohtani. Adrian, his 200th career home run coming today in Detroit.
Yeah, congratulations to Shohei on his 200th career home run. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to celebrate it as much as he would have after this loss. But, hey, this is an incredible accomplishment. He's done so much since he got to MLB. He's got a lot more home runs left, but savor this one, 200 career home run special.
Unfortunately, came in a Dodgers loss, a gut punch of a loss in Detroit. Let's hear from Dave Roberts right now with Kirsten and the media.
Dave, just to go back to that 9th inning, how frustrating is a situation like that when you guys are up 5, but then the other team can find a way to come back and then ultimately win this game in extras?
It's just not. It's not us. It just doesn't happen, and it certainly happened today. But you know, where you're backed up against pitching as far as usage and trying to figure out how to get through the game today and win the game, and then be able to cover the game the next day to potentially win the next day. You know, we had a 5-run lead, and there's just no excuse for us losing that game, and we just got to be better.
When you think about just, I guess, what the last week has looked like, did you see, I guess, little examples of kind of the mishaps and moments that I think have been missing in that inning?
You know, I think that there's some predictability with us that I know hitters are privy to, and then there's some lack of execution, and you know, today it was certainly the pitching part of it, but you know, overall there's some things that we just got to keep being better at, and you know, we got doubled up earlier that ended up costing us. You know, those are things, the little things that affect games, and they don't show themselves until something like this happens. So this one stings.
I think the sequencing maybe got a little bit too predictable there in that spot to Keith. Is that something you've noticed with him against lefties in the past in the last little stretch here?
Yeah, absolutely. He throws a cutter to lefties, and you know, guys start to hunt the zone, and even if it's a good pitch, they have a better chance if that's what they're hunting, the pitch and the location. So Evan has a lot of different weapons, but you know, the guy, you got to give him credit though. He put a good swing on it, but you know, he's got a lot of different ways to get guys out.
How jarring is that sequence, especially after like Evan comes in and gets a couple outs? Like, are you feeling pretty safe even at that point?
Absolutely. I mean, we had 2-run lead with the man on first base with 2 outs. I felt great. you know, you don't want to use him in a back-to-back game with a 5-run lead. So just having him get the 4th hitter just to kind of minimize the damage was, you know, what the thought was, because he was going to be down tomorrow. So, but you're still trying to win the game today, so you got to deploy him, and, you know, unfortunately, we just couldn't finish the game.
Diego Ohtani had a great game. It was almost like the Tigers kind of rained on his parade. Could you comment on the significance of 200 home runs for him?
It's really incredible. The stolen bases, the home runs. He's having a tremendous MVP type season. 200 homers, you know, given how short he's been in the big league, 6 years, a little over 6 years, and then you take away some of the IL time. So how he's done it so quickly is pretty remarkable, and legged out a triple. So unfortunately, we couldn't, you know, celebrate that 200 homer, you know, accomplishment with a win.
Have you decided what the plan is just for tomorrow yet?
No, we've got a guy or two coming to try to figure out some length. So, yeah, it's going to be a piecemeal effort to try to cover 9 innings tomorrow.
Can you talk about how little you've gotten out of your starters? I know obviously we just won 5 today, but is that sort of the compounding effect on what that can do to your bullpen, especially during the stretch?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, like I've always said, I'd love for our starters to go deep, but, you know, when you're in the moment, you're trying to win the game. And he went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, and I thought he threw well, made some mistakes that they took advantage of, but, you know, we still were in a position to win the game.
Jerry, with this Dodger team, you're honestly watching this game saying this can't happen. You can't lose a game like this. Dave Roberts even said it's not us. It doesn't happen to us, except it did today, and said it's no excuse for it.
You know, very uncharacteristic, obviously, of this Dodger team, the way they lost this ball game. Again, the Dodgers have been consistent as far as the bullpen. They come in, they get outs, they throw strikes. It just didn't happen today. Again, no excuses. 5 runs is enough in the big leagues to get 3 outs. Credit the Detroit Tigers, man. They did not give up. They chipped away, and they hit that 2-run homer to tie the ball game up. And here's a more important thing, too. In the 10th inning, we had a chance to execute. We failed to execute. They didn't. So they earned this win. You got to find a way to win tomorrow. Tomorrow is a must-win. It is an absolute must-win to make sure you win the series and have a good all-star break.
Yeah, 5 runs is definitely enough. And I am going to say one thing that is probably an excuse. It really just what happens is that when you have the 9th inning and you have the pitchers that you typically would have on your roster hurt, that puts a rookie in a spot where he's coming in and he's just focusing on throwing strikes. If you would have had Brazier, Kelly, one of these guys out of the bullpen that's healthy, then Vanasco doesn't get used in that situation, in the mop-up situation. So it is not the Dodgers, but right now, because of injuries, it is the Dodgers, and it happened. So, you know, it's unfortunate that it happened, and they're going to go back to the drawing board after this one. But at the end of the day, injuries did play a role in this happening.
The good thing is guys are upset. Managers are upset. The players are extremely upset. They'll be ready to go tomorrow.
All right, one more game before the All-Star break. The Tigers comeback. It spoiled Justin Robleski's chance to pick up his first Major League win. More reaction coming up after the Dodgers fall 11-9-10. Well, that's 1, 2, 8 strikeouts today for the Dodgers. So tomorrow you can go to Jack in the Box, get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink only at LA area restaurants today. Justin Robleski had 4 strikeouts, and then the Dodgers used 6 relievers, got 4 more to get everybody a Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Up next, some final thoughts. We will look ahead to the first half finale before everybody hops on a plane for some well-deserved time off.
今回の動画はいかがでしたか？ぜひご意見ご感想をコメント欄までお願いいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報など海外の番組の翻訳をお届けしています。面白いと思っていただけましたら、よかったら高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。どんな情報をお届けしたら喜んでいただけるか、ぜひお聞かせください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。